Welcome to Full of It Talk. We're here to talk about Book 4, Chapter 6, The Forbidden Pools.
It's the Forbidden Pool.
Patrick. Sweaty balls.
Traditionally, there are other segments.
You didn't see that SNL skit?
That's my favorite SNL
It's the
skit of all
best one.
time.
It's so
Oh, wow. I'll try your balls.
good.
Oh my God, yeah.
Like, that's my favorite. If I
Oh
could
my
do any
God.
skit from SNL, hands down, I want to do that one with Alec Baldwin.
Try my forbidden pools.
Oh, wow. These are really salty.
We're here to talk about The Two Towers, Book 4, Chapter 6, The Forbidden Pools.
Oh, very nice.
The Forbidden Pool, singular. I said plural. It's singular.
There's only one.
There's one pool, and it's $9.99 to get in. It's only open from May to August.
Oh, my God.
So, as we know, they went in the winter. It's forbidden.
Lord of the Rings Swim Club.
Lord of the Tubes.
It's called the Forbidden Pool because people keep dropping their swords to the bottom, and they can't get it out because it's too deep. Anyway,
Full of a Talk. Last episode, we discussed Chapter 5, The Window on the West. After ambushing the Southrons, Faramir returns to Frodo and Sam and starts grilling Frodo about what he's doing there and how he knows Boromir. Faramir finally reveals that Boromir is his brother and dead. They travel to a secret hiding place behind a waterfall. After a great feast, Faramir and Frodo exchange stories until Sam slips up and mentions the ring. Everyone panics, but Faramir decides that he's not interested in taking it. Relieved, they all go to sleep.
boom. Best part of the whole chapter.
Love sleeping.
Yeah, once again, it's a children's fairy tale because they all go to sleep in the end. And it's time for you to go to sleep.
Yeah, but that's kind of, I got nothing.
Good one.
I opened my mouth to say something and just
This
had
chapter,
nothing to follow up.
this chapter, it's Faramir. They're like, we're going to go with Gollum. He's like, I am relieved.
This is a pretty interesting chapter. Having seen the movies, I am aware of the Forbidden Pool scene.
Mm-hmm.
But obviously that was the Peter Jackson version of it. And as we found out from watching The Fellowship, that Peter Jackson essentially cosplayed the Lord of the Rings. There were characters that matched. There were things that happened that matched. There were story beats that matched. But almost no scene was how it was in the book traditionally.
Yeah.
From start to finish. Like, things got moved. He did his thing. So I was actually really excited to see in the source material, how does the Forbidden Pool come across? How does Faramir actually act? How does Gollum act? Because in the movie, he's jumping around and singing the songs, and you have this empathy for these big puppy eyes. And, I haven't had any real empathy for Gollum yet in this book series because he's kind of a jerk and not like this little big-eyed puppy, It feels much more like a monster, like a baby-eating monster, as we discussed from the first book. So I was so excited to read this, and it didn't disappoint. This is a really fun chapter. It moves fast. I really appreciated the pace of it, even though we're kind of just it's like one night, I think it's one night.
It's not even one night.
No.
It's like a couple of minutes.
Yeah, it's
Maybe an hour or two. Yeah.
it's like a singular passing of time and not like this. Which usually those chapters are kind of slow. They drag a little bit.
Yeah. It's only 2 hours, but so much is set in motion in those 2 hours.
Yeah, it's like less than 10 full pages in writing, and it's just nonstop.
Yeah.
Like there's very little downtime for anything. The longest section of inaction is probably 3 paragraphs, where they just sort of set the scene, and then everything flows out of that. So what we have this chapter is Frodo waking up suddenly to Faramir looming over him, going, "Hey, I want to show you something cool. Also, I got to talk to you about something."
Are you sleeping?
Hey, are you awake? Wake up.
It's 3 a.m. Of course I'm asleep.
Like when you're a kid, because I have little brothers and I wanted to get up to hijinks at night and I needed to a sidekick or a companion, I'd lean over and be like, "Hey, are you awake?" And if they weren't awake, I'd just slap them. And now they're awake.
Yeah.
Faramir did the same thing. It started the sentence before the chapter began.
Yeah.
So we weren't privy to the slap.
So Frodo gets this kind of rude awakening. He's scared. He's all ready to knife Faramir. And Faramir's like, chill, come on, we're just going to go. I got to show you something. And Sam's spider senses tingle, and he's awake and moving like before he's really conscious. So Faramir takes the hobbits up a secret staircase in the back of the fortress, up to this like cleft, this little
Stone?
shelf, like stone shelf. Because remember, the window to the west is a waterfall. So the water has to come from somewhere above. So they go up to where the water flows over the rock, and it goes past the window and into this pool full of sharp knife-like rocks. That is the forbidden pool. But we're not there yet, because Faramir's like, I just wanted to show you guys Ithil, the moon, as he sets behind the white mountains of Gondor, because it's amazing. It's gorgeous, and you should see this. And so they all take a second on this like cliff face at night, and they watch this like moon set. Frodo and Sam become aware of the fact that there's other rangers around. There's other men about. And this guy Anborn says to Faramir, says, Captain, we've got eyes on the thing. Do we kill it? And he goes, hold on, Anborn. This is slightly more complicated than it might seem at first. Frodo, we found your weird little friend that you wouldn't talk about.
Your pet.
Your pet. Your strange pet.
Your dog.
Ew. No, it's not like that, but...
Can't pet that dog.
Can't pet that dog. No, you can't pet that dog. Can't pet that dog. Jesus Christ.
Oh my God. I'm just imagining somebody walking, not Frodo,
Gollum?
Gollum on a leash. Can I pet that dog?
Oh, gosh.
And he just bites your finger off.
Go big, baby. So, but Faramir puts to Frodo and he says, so, are we going to kill him? And Frodo takes a second and in his heart of hearts, he just wants to never see or hear Gollum again. He just is so sick of it, but he says, no.
He starts saying, no.
No, he says no. Sam is opening his mouth to yell yes. But he got beat to the punch. And so, okay. So Faramir says, fine, we're not going to kill him. But what the fuck is he doing? Why is your weird little friend swimming around the front door to my secret fortress? What is going on here? Does he not know we're here? Does he not think we're going to see him? Because he's mad. And Frodo's like, well, two things. One, he's not what you might call civilized. He doesn't know people. He doesn't really know men. He has no idea. Like, he probably doesn't even know we're here. Secondly, Faramir, he has been lured by something to this place.
Lord?
Lured.
Oh, lured.
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 I thought you said he was lured.
He's been lured.
I was like,
Yeah.
We specifically have a note to stop saying Lord today.
Oh, God. I can't stop. Can't stop, won't stop.
More importantly, Faramir, he's Lord.
I was really wondering where you were going with that. I was like, what the
I was like, you keep saying Lord, man. What the fuck's going on? I love it. It's so great.
But
Now that we got that out of the way.
all right, thank you, Mr. Carlin. Lured. So Faramir's like, what do you mean? The thing that we talked about, that secret thing that no one's supposed to know about, is that the thing you mean lured him here? And Frodo's like, maybe.
Kinda?
Kinda, yeah. He did own it for a very long time. If Frodo's like, the fuck you say? He owned him? That? Had that? And Faramir's trying to like process this, and Frodo's like backpedals a bit, and he's like, no. I wasn't talking about that. I was talking about the fish. He likes fish. He's hungry. Look at him. And they look down, and there's Gollum paddling around like a fucked up little sea otter, just collecting fish out of this secret pool. And Faramir's like, no, absolutely the fuck not. This is not happening. We're gonna shoot him.
He pulls out an AR, just unloads.
well, Anborn's like, yeah, I got my bow. I'm ready. Here we go, man.
Yeah.
And Anborn's like, do I take the shot? And Frodo says, please don't. For two reasons. One, Mithrandir, Gandalf, he told me to take pity on this creature. He would tell you not to. So for the sake of Mithrandir's advice, let this creepy little monster live.
Right.
Also, I owe him one. Faramir's like, what could you possibly owe that? Oh, he was our guide until you found us. And again, Faramir breaks. He's like, he's not having it. He's like, that was your guide? What the fuck is going on here? Because remember, Faramir knows what the stakes are right now. He knows about the quest. He knows about the ring. He knows about everything that's at stake. And he's finding that this weird, monstrous little thing that his men have been hunting through the woods for the last day was the guide and owner of the One Ring before Frodo got it? Before it drove his brother mad? So like Faramir's having a lot of emotional whiplash.
Can you imagine what he's feeling right now?
I love imagining this from his perspective.
Like if you found
so
out,
fun.
if you like found some homeless people like sleeping in the ditch across the street from your house,
Mhm.
and you're like, "What are you doing?" And they're like, "Nothing."
Right.
And then you were like, "Come in," and you befriended them, and they were like, "By the way, that raccoon's ours."
Yeah.
And also, there's a nuclear bomb tied to its neck. Like, you're like, what is going on right now?
He's got a little bomb vest on.
Yeah.
Chris, I have a new idea for a short story.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So Faramir is not having this though. And he's like, well, I guess fine. We're not going to kill him, but he's not going free. He found our secret fortress. He's got a whole war to fight. Like this is a major security problem for him,
Yeah.
independent of the ring and everything else. And so he's just like, no, we're going to catch him. We're going to snatch him. But if he gives us the slip again, we're just going to shoot him. And Frodo's like, pause. I can bring him in. Let me go talk to him. And Faramir's like, fine, go for it. But plan B is violence. And so Frodo, like they go back down the staircase and they go out to the pool because there's also rangers in the woods around Gollum. And they're all hidden. And Gollum is so focused on his little fishing trip that he's not aware that he's in mortal peril.
So the pool where Gollum is at the bottom of the waterfall.
Right.
And they're looking down at him.
Yes.
Yes.
And he doesn't know that they're all looking down. He can't hear. Have you guys ever been near the bottom of a waterfall?
Oh, yeah.
It's
Oh, yeah.
Loud as hell.
so loud. And he's swimming.
Mhm.
So it doesn't surprise me at all that he has no idea that they're all watching him. Because
Well-
otherwise he's like usually pretty aware of like
Yeah.
stuff going on around
Those
him.
big stupid
Plus, he
eyes.
has fish. He's
Oh.
distracted.
Yeah.
Fish.
I'm glad that you guys pointed that out because I could not imagine where this pool was
Mhm.
in the stream to waterfall to other stream
It was
continuum.
in the sky.
It was
It-
Helm's
yeah, it
Deep
was-
all over again.
the
It was
old
like
sky pool.
Tears of the Kingdom sky pools.
Oh, nice.
So they take the stairs back down and they go all the way down and they come out on ground level where the pool is. Smeagol's no longer swimming around. He's kind of like sitting on the side munching fish. And he's so happy. And he's so like just making these disgusting mouth noises. And he's talking to himself. And it's pure insanity. And it's like, it's nuts. He's like, oh, we have no friends, but we have fish. Yes, fish will make us strong and make our fingers strong and will strangle all the hobbits. Yes, the hobbits of precious that we don't have anymore. Oh, it's very sad. No friends from these Smeagol, only fish. Yes, but fish. And it's just like this stream of consciousness. It's impossibly sad because this is Gollum in his natural environment. This is as happy as he gets. And he's miserable. And Frodo is kind of like taking this in and he's just like, ew, but I owe him. Smeagol, buddy, it's Master. Come on, come away from that. I need you to come with me. And Smeagol like immediately looks up, sees Frodo, and is like, oh, Master? Ew, no. Go with your new friends. Leave Smeagol to fish. Fuck off. And so Frodo really is just trying to like lure this cat to him. And he says, hey, Precious will be fucking furious if you don't come over here right now. And that gets Smeagol's attention. And Frodo continues with, I will tell Precious to choke you on those fish bones and you'll die very unhappily. Which was like kind of grim. And Smeagol's like,
The stakes were high.
okay, all right, I'm in. Smeagol's in. So he's got a fish in his mouth, a fish in his hand, and he like kind of like crawls over, sniffs Frodo, and is like, where's the fat one? And Frodo's like, yeah, we're gonna leave here. We're gonna go, but first we gotta go get Sam. So let's go get Sam. And Smeagol's like, okay, fine, we'll go get Fat Boy. Let's do this. And then he stops and he sniffs and he goes, not hobbits. and he realizes he's been tricked. And Smeagol's about to lunge on Frodo with murder in his heart. And then Anborn steps out of the darkness and just absolutely horse collars Gollum, throws him on the ground. The other rangers show up. Gollum is spitting, screaming, biting, like just absolutely fucking alive wire. They tie him up, and then he just kind of goes limp and starts crying and whining, and he's very sad. And like a weird little sack, they carry him back up to the fortress. So they have this sad little monster tied hands behind his back because he's only the size of the hobbits, right? So remember, he's only about 3 feet tall. He's not really, like, he's basically naked. His hair is like, all what hair he has is in disarray. He's pathetic, and he's like whining and crying the whole time. And they get back up into the cavern, into the fortress, and there's like a little side place with a curtain in front of it. And Faramir says, Frodo and Sam, come with me, bring wine for the guests, and then bring the prisoner, meaning Gollum. So they go into this little side place. Faramir sits down. Frodo and Sam are there. And they bring Gollum in. And Gollum is immediately, I didn't do anything. Why are you being mean to me? I don't deserve this. And Faramir's like, oh, you don't deserve this. Tell me more. Tell me more about how you didn't trespass in the forbidden pool, about how you have come to this place uninvited, how you have seen and heard things that you are not allowed to see or hear.
How you've eaten our fish.
How you've eaten our
Our
fish.
dearly bought fish.
Right.
I don't know what that means.
The price for that fish is death.
Ooh, big yikes.
And in this really funny moment, Gollum is standing there, hands tied behind his back, standing in front of Faramir, and he just drops a fish. And he's like, don't want fish. I don't even like fish.
Fish. That's your fish.
Yeah. Why? That's not.
Why'd you leave that there? It stinks.
Yeah. I actually love this part with Gollum. Usually his dialogue just annoys me.
Mhm.
I absolutely love this whole way he reacted to being accused. Well, rightfully so accused, but
It was so funny.
it was
Yeah.
so funny.
It's like a kid in like 3rd grade
Yeah.
who
Yeah.
gets caught like cheating on the math test.
Mhm.
They're like, you were looking. And you're like, no, I wasn't. You're like, you fell out of your chair leaning over.
Yeah.
And you're like, no, I didn't.
Well, it gets better though because
Just deny.
well, it does. It's just like that because Faramir then says like, all right, fine, whatever. We're going to brush past that. What is your business? Why are you here? And Gollum's like, don't have business. Don't have precious. Don't have friends. Don't even have fish anymore. Never done anything wrong. But if the big strong man and all his friends say, Gollum has stolen and Gollum needs to die, well, they're very wise. They're so smart. Justice is served.
Mm.
And Faramir kind of sighs.
He's like, this talking to is punishment enough.
Yeah. He's like, I am being punished by this conversation.
Yeah.
And so he presses him though, and he says, what do you know? What do you know about this place? Have you ever been here before? Do you know where you are? Could you ever lead someone back here? Because the subtext is, if the answer to any of these questions is yes, he's going to kill Gollum.
Heck yeah.
And Smeagol just says, no, never been here. Won't tell nobody, can't tell nobody. Never, please, never come back. Not even for fish, which was bad, but never come back. And Faramir says, okay, what oath do you have? What do you swear on? Promise me. And the only promise he has is on the precious. He promises on precious never to return to this stinky pool and bad people and never come back again. Never, ever, ever. And Faramir looks at Frodo and says, is that it? This is it? Because your word is a serious thing to Faramir. And so he's got Gollum kind of like sassing his way through this life or death situation. And Frodo says, like, that's basically as good as it's going to get. If you can't accept that, then there's nothing else you can. But I'm satisfied with that. I believe that will hold. And Faramir's fine with that. He says, okay, Frodo, fine. But we're going to figure out what to do with him. And Frodo says, hold on, pause. We still don't know what your plan for Frodo, son of Drogo, is. You said you would help me, but we don't have a final determination on anything. And Faramir stops and he says, okay, this is the doom I pronounce upon you. This is the judgment I make. And he specifically says doom. Tolkien chose the word doom for this.
I thought that was strange, but we can talk more about that later.
And the doom he places upon Frodo is that for a year and a day, he is welcome anywhere in the realm of Gondor. And so is Gollum, provided Gollum is escorted by Frodo. After a year and a day, this safe passage expires. And if they're found within the realm of Gondor, they'll probably be killed.
Shot on sight.
And that is their doom. Frodo says, done deal. I'll come and get my passport renewed later and we'll work this thing out. And Faramir's like, fine, okay, good. Are we settled? We're settled. Excellent. Then he turns back to Gollum and he says, you and I have business though, because you were their guide. Where are you taking them? And Gollum won't answer. Can't answer. He's just looking at his feet. He's looking at the ground. He's looking anywhere but at Faramir. And Frodo steps in and says, he took us to the Black Gate because I asked. And it was closed. And now he's taking us to the passes above Minas Ithil. And Faramir says, you mean Minas Morgul? That is a haunted, cursed fucking place. Do you know the name of those passes? Do you know? Gollum, do you know what those are? Smeagol, do you know the name of those places? It's Cirith Ungol. Those are the names of the passes above Minas Morgul. It is a cursed name. It is a dark place. There is an ancient evil that lives up there. There's something in those mountains. There's something in those passes. And you should not go there. And so Gollum still is not answering for anything, can't answer, won't answer, and Frodo is answering for him. So Faramir realizes this is over. There's nothing more to be gained by watching this miserable, stinky little thing. So they untie Gollum and they say, by the way, if you jump through the waterfall window and back into the pool, you'll be murdered on rocks. Now get out. And now it's just Frodo and Sam and Faramir. And so Faramir turns to Frodo and says, I have a history lesson for you.
Yep.
And it's about how Minas Ithil fell. After the fall of the great enemy, his servants attacked Minas Ithil. They overwhelmed it. They conquered it. They turned it into a city of horror, of sorcery, of darkness. And when the enemy, meaning Sauron, revealed himself again, those horrors came out of that city and we couldn't hold them back. And they conquered and they drove us before them. And as bad as all of that is, the things that are in the mountains above Minas Morgul, above the city of sorcery or the tower of sorcery, are worse. They are nameless, sleepless. We don't know what is up there, but it has been evil for as long as men can remember. And that's where this little fucking monster is going to take you. Don't do it. Don't. I'm begging you not to do it. And Frodo says basically, well, I promised to take this thing into Mordor. And we tried the front door. And I'm told there is a side door. And we don't have time to go looking for anything else. So what would you have me do? Would you have me take this thing, the thing we know, the One Ring? Would you have me take this to Gondor? This awful power that drove your brother mad, the thing you have said you want nothing to do with? I should bring that home to your people?
Want me to bring it to your fucking house?
Right. And Faramir says, you know what? No. Absolutely not. But I'm watching you walk into a nightmare. I cannot do anything except advise you to not do that. I would love for us to one day, after all this is over, to sit down in the sun and tell war stories and about shared horrors and all the rest of it. But if you go there and this is your path, we will never meet again. So I don't have to mince words with you. You don't need comfort. You need knowledge, and you're going to need determination. If you go there, this will be goodbye. And then Faramir leaves. And the chapter ends with Frodo and Sam kind of sitting there. Fuck.
We're in danger.
Yeah. That's it. Like, it's a crazy chapter.
It's so good.
It's like, I loved this chapter. And I loved last
Me
chapter too. Because, like, isn't Faramir awesome?
He is, yeah.
Faramir goes through an awful lot this chapter.
He does.
Yeah, he really does.
There's a lot of, there's like a roller coaster of emotions.
And also weird decision making on his
Yeah.
behalf.
Yeah, I could not even imagine trying to make the decisions that he's trying to make
Yeah.
concerning Gollum. But I love that he starts the chapter by waking up Frodo to go see a full moon. Who fucking does that?
At like the crack of butt
I
in the
would
morning.
be so mad if somebody woke me up to be like, there's a full moon, we gotta go see it.
I was so proud of Chris when this was first, we were listening
I'm
along
somebody,
as
by the way.
reading. When he was like, I want to show you the full moon. I was like, almost like, don't even say it. It's too easy. Don't make a full moon joke.
What?
Like when he was like, Frodo, are you awake? I want to
like
show
he
you the
thought I
full
was gonna make
moon.
a full moon
'Cause he's
joke?
leaning over him
Like
in the
an
bed.
ass
I'm like,
joke.
if you bring up an ass joke, it's just gonna be like. Instead, I did.
What's that dark spot in the full moon?
No.
I was gonna say, in this scenario, I think I might be Faramir
Really?
because,
No way.
well, actually, RJ might be Faramir
Okay.
because she made us get up at the crack of dawn in Ireland. To go stand in the dark
She did.
and watch
To
the moon
watch the
come up.
sunrise around
5,000-year-old standing
yes,
stones.
isn't that incredible?
On a very cloudy morning.
It started raining on us twice.
But in this moment, this was pre-decided, but Pat was probably the one in the dark going, hey, wake up. Hey, wake up. Wake up.
I'm not a morning person.
28 minutes
I was
later, you
so
come
asleep.
trudging out of the fucking Airbnb.
Well, it was amazing because we got up before dawn, right? And Laura was like, she was asleep on her feet. She's like, I want breakfast and coffee after this. I'm like, we march out there and we see this beautiful thing and we have this wonderful experience. And if they're going to put all the heat on you, I'm sorry, I'll let you have it. But I loved that idea. I love that
It
decision.
was great.
But the funny part was like nobody was awake in town until like 9:00. We were literally the only people out
The
of doors.
entire town.
That was
Yeah.
really cool.
Not a single car, not a single person. The farmer was like,
Yeah.
yawning when we were
Snooze.
walking back. It was crazy. So that made me think of that, you know.
Which, I mean, I thought that was worth it. So it's not to say that I won't wake up to see cool celestial shit, but a full moon ain't cutting it.
Well, here I think the secret to this, all of this, is actually Faramir's words,
Yeah.
which is, "Some wine for breakfast will warm you up."
Okay.
Ah, yeah.
Okay. You're not wrong.
Well, because remember, the moon is a premise. It's why he tells Frodo he's getting him out of bed. It's also a lie. He's
Yeah.
getting him out of
Yup.
bed because they're going to murder Gollum.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I thought of like Frodo's experience because Faramir's experience was wild, right? His like roller coaster, the decisions he had to make, all of it. But Frodo was kind of like, oh fuck, I gotta stop them from killing Gollum. And then he has to go down there, and it's exactly like trying to get your cat to go to the vet. Like it's difficult. No one's gonna be happy later, and you just hope they don't blame you afterwards.
He's got to convince it to get in the carrier.
It's
Yeah.
all claws.
Yeah.
All the arms and legs are out
Mhm.
like this.
Yeah.
They chose Anborn because he's the only one with his rabies shot.
Yeah, he was the vet tech.
Right.
Oh.
It was a wild scene. It was a wild chapter, and it was only like 8.5 pages, 9 pages.
Yeah.
Yeah. A lot happened.
So I think it just makes sense to just dive right into Gollum. I mean,
Yeah.
this entire chapter is about him, his sort of being captured, how he reacts to the treachery from Frodo, how Sam reacts to him, you know, which is like there's a lot of humor. There's a lot of vulnerability surrounding Gollum, but it's definitely a chapter that I think is supposed to make you feel empathy for this character. It's, again, it kind of goes back to what I talked about earlier, which is like, this chapter, to me, really, in all of the talk of Gollum, focuses on humanizing a very unhuman sort of character, you know?
Yeah.
And I think that there's some parts here. I have a note where, you know, I actually sort of put myself in Faramir's shoes when Frodo's first questioned, you know, do you want me to kill Gollum or give me a reason not to? And I actually was trying to think, like, what is a realistic reason that Frodo has for actually keeping Gollum alive? I mean, it's been suggested by Gandalf to keep him alive out of pity. Perhaps Gandalf has the wisdom.
Mercy. Yeah.
Mercy, sure. Mercy, pity, you know, out of emotional stake in it. But logical stake, strategic stake, what are those reasons? And there's obviously the path through the mountains that Gollum's aware of. However, Faramir makes it clear that
It's a bad fucking path.
yeah, it's not a good path. He even knows about the path, even though they said that no one from his generation's been on that path. But that doesn't mean that they don't know the way, or at least know how to get there. I've never driven to Florida, but I could probably tell you exactly how to drive to Florida. Drive south on 95, eventually you hit the coast.
Right. Right.
So Do you guys have any thoughts on that? On sort of like the humanizing of an unhuman? Inhuman?
Yeah, he's a non-human.
A non-human.
Because he's not human, right?
I would call a hobbit a
Technically,
human.
he's a hobbit.
Right? A
But
hobbit's
almost
human?
like a creature that the ring created.
I think we mince words on that a little bit, but the idea is that it's they have humanity. Hobbits have humanity. Elves have humanity. Like this sense of like personhood that we understand.
Yeah.
Gollum though is twisted and wicked and pathetic and pitiable because he is what happens when the ring just squeezes you and takes everything away from you.
Yeah.
And that's what we get shown. He's still the blood-sucking, cradle-robbing monster that Aragorn and Gandalf may or may not have tortured. But we see him as readers for the first time, basically when Gollum thinks and knows he's like totally alone. That's just him in his element. That's just the way he
It's like
is.
a childlike element.
Yeah. And it's sad.
Yeah.
Well, Frodo also feels super indebted to him for getting them through the marshes.
Mhm.
So at this point, he feels like he owes him something for getting them safely where they are now.
Yeah, and I still feel like that Frodo sees a very bleak future of what he might become the longer he's with the ring. And I think that Frodo holds on to a hope that Smeagol Gollum can be saved, because then if he can be saved, Frodo could be saved. Because I think Frodo, especially all his time in Mordor, is really coming to terms with the cost of being the ring bearer. And I think that really weighs heavy on him. And I think, you know, as much as he hates Gollum at times, would love to be rid of him, it's also he's afraid that that's what he's going to become.
That's where his empathy for Gollum comes
I
from.
think so. And maybe I'm just
That
reading
makes
really
sense.
into it, but I
didn't
feel
think
like
about
he
that.
sees his future in a really messed up way. Like if things
Like
keep
it could
going
be him.
poorly, if he continues to not make it to Mordor, he could become the same creature. Right. I mean, because I think especially too, he's seen Bilbo sometimes slip into this similar sort of creature.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When Bilbo like attacks him, when he gives him the mithril, and then earlier when he says, "Just show me the ring."
Well, I think he's
Right
already
before he
starting to
leaves.
slip into it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Frodo's had several moments where he's
Yeah.
been a bit of a dick.
Or he's just
On
been
purpose.
weak and he put the ring on. Just
Yeah.
he was weak.
yeah, idiotic weakness for sure. I mean, specifically the corruption side of it.
Yeah.
In the sense of not just the weakness or the draw to the ring, but of the actual corrupting that the ring does. I mean, the Frodo we met in the beginning of the Fellowship of the Ring would never stand there and say, "I'll tell the ring to choke on the bones." And that
Right.
it's like, those are harsh words he's saying.
Yes.
He feels immense guilt for doing that, though.
Yeah, I'm sure he does. He
But it
probably
keeps
Yes, he
slipping
does.
out. And in the beginning of the story, when we met Frodo, he would have never spoken or
never
acted
says
that way.
things like that. So and he says, well, I forget what it is, but it's one of the last chapters when he's talking about swear on the ring and I can make you do this and I can make you do
Yeah.
that. And he's
Right.
sort of threatening, and he's never really been threatening. In fact, you know, when they're like in the old forest and they're getting through the Shire and that whole thing, like he doesn't even want to talk. He's just so like ashamed of the burden he has. And now he's like, well, if I'm going to deal with this, I'm going to get what I want,
Yep.
which is
Yeah.
a different kind of corruption, you know?
That's true.
I think.
The other really interesting thing that occurred to me was Faramir's decision to either slay him or take him, but there is absolutely no letting him go, right? Because now that he knows about this place, if he gets captured by the enemy, he may talk about it.
Right.
Faramir doesn't know that, but we as the reader knows that is true. This has already happened.
It's we know he's a talker.
Yeah.
He will spill his gross little guts.
Uh-huh.
Uh-huh.
You
The
light
highest
a,
bidder.
you light a match and you know everything there is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was right.
And I feel like that shows a lot of insight into who Faramir is as a character. He's barely known Gollum. He's just really getting to see who he truly is in the interactions he has once he captures him and interrogates him about the fish. And he has this really clever line about him.
Love
After spending maybe a couple hours with him, really talking to him, he says, "Malice eats it like a cancer, and the evil is growing. He will lead you to no good." And then he continues to go on about what a monster he is. And after only spending 2 hours with Gollum and being right on the head like that. I'm like, that just shows how insightful Faramir is. And it kind of colors in how Gandalf must have liked him and then wanted to teach him. Like he's actually really insightful and intelligent.
Wanted to teach Faramir?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, not Gollum.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wants to teach
You
Gollum.
gotta specify. You're talking about multiple characters.
Sorry,
here.
I'm getting excited. So my thoughts
I
probably.
think it'd be way easier to teach Faramir to read than Gollum.
Wait, it is interesting though that you say that because Faramir so far is the first person to basically treat Gollum like a child without the threat of the ring. It's different with Frodo doing it, right? Because he's got the precious. Gollum has no reason to listen to Faramir besides just fear. Faramir treats him legitimately like a child. He's like, come here, sit eye to eye. We're going to talk.
Yeah.
And Gollum does it. He listens. He comes over. I mean, that's intense.
Yeah.
You know, at this point, Gollum feels like maybe perhaps he has no choice. Whereas he kind of is like sneakily like, I'll get away from everything any other time. Yeah, we see this when Gollum goes to Lothlorien. He's fucking around knowing that these elves have master art, arrow shots. And he's still on the tree, like, he's like, we have a cat named Ash that likes cheese.
I love this.
And
lead-in.
whenever we watch TV, we eat something of a snack. And I would say at least 50 to 80% of the time, 50 to 90% of the time, there's cheese in our snack. And this fucking cat, no matter how many times you push it away, is like, hello, you got some cheese?
And sneaks up in the most creative way. And she's almost entirely black. And so when the lights are low, you can't even see her. And all of a sudden you see two yellow eyes.
Yeah.
And then a paw just shoots out and she steals a piece of cheese.
Oh my
She
gosh.
snatches it right off the it runs off. And
You have a Gollum.
It made me think of Gollum so many times. And then I was reading this and I was like, Gollum and Ash are the same.
Sometimes.
Minus a few key
There's
details.
a couple of things that are a little different, but I really did, sort of get that.
He's cornered. He knows it.
He's
and
cornered.
He immediately, like, everything drops. There's
Yeah.
no spine in there. He is just like, I'm going to throw myself on mercy and be pathetic and beg. And that's the only way out.
It's like a dog. When the dog does something wrong and they're running around, you're trying to chase it and they think they're invincible. But when you corner it and you're like, did you chew this? And they like look at the ground
Oh my God.
Oh.
and they know that they're caught.
And the Sarah McLachlan starts playing in the back.
Then you throw them out the window.
Stop.
Just me.
Well, I just loved it when he had the fish in his mouth and the fish in his hand, and they're like, "You took the fish. That means death." And he's like, and he just drops it, and you can hear the fish splat on the floor. And he's like, "Didn't want fish. Didn't want fish." And they're like, "Still death." And he's like, "Fuck."
Then he was like,
Yeah.
fuck, I should hate the fish.
I love that moment too because it was such a much needed comedic relief.
It was.
But then directly after was the line where I, for the first time, reading the book, not watching the film, had empathy for Gollum. Because when they say, "What is your business?" when Faramir asks that, he says, "We are lost. No name, no business, no precious, nothing. Only empty." And that's just so disheartening if that's how he views himself.
Yeah.
But that made me really feel empathy for him the first time. And then he agrees that he should just die. And that's like the most pathetic thing that he could have said. And in that moment, I'm with Frodo. I'm like, no, he can't be killed.
Yeah. It is funny though that when he does say that, he also alludes. He also alludes to the fact that like he's sort of aware that he's like, I guess you got to kill me. And then he's sort of like, fish wasn't even that good. Like, like a stupid, bony, crappy fish. Like it wasn't even that worth dying over.
Yeah, direct quote, nasty, bony little fishes.
Yeah.
There's like just
Fine, kill me over your little terrible fish.
There's just a little bit more going on in that tiny little brain than you give it credit for.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
Well, that's the thing is I think when you read that line specifically about like, when
Fish sucks anyway.
yeah, but before that, when Gollum is like, well, you've decided to kill me in your infinite wisdom and justice, so the big man has decided. So good job, everybody. Like, if you view that, I read it as sarcasm
I did too.
and like sass. But if you read that, like, and I think RJ was saying, like, if you read that with sincerity, and he's like, well, you've said I need to die, I guess, because he says I have nothing, and you say I need to die, so okay.
Yeah, and he says he is nothing. And it's interesting because several times before this chapter, at the end of this chapter, they keep saying how Sauron devours those that he comes in contact with. And he's just been devoured by the enemy. There's nothing left, is what he's saying. And so he says, they say death, so wise they are, so just, so very just. Like he's agreeing with them. He's like, I'm nothing. There's nothing here. And I mean, I read it as so
it's a
serious.
bit reverse psychology.
However, you could also read it as him being sarcastic and sassy. But I think it's more pathetic if he's agreeing.
I only read it that way because not like 10 seconds before he followed Frodo because of the threat of death. He doesn't want to die.
No,
you know, he's not going to be like, oh, I deserve to die. You're right.
But however, I will say that I have played this exact part in real life, and I got the reverse of what I said to happen.
You asked to die and you lived?
I got pulled over by a cop.
Oh, God.
Oh, geez.
And I was going real fast, and I didn't even stop at a stop sign. I went right through it. Cop pulls me over. As soon as I go through it, whoop, 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 lights go on. And I knew. Of course, I fucking broke the law. And he pulled me over, and he came up angry and was like, what's going, license and registration. And I literally said to him, absolutely. I went through the stop sign. I know. It's totally cool. Give me the ticket. I deserve it. I did it. Like, and it threw him for a loop, and he gave me a warning instead. He was like, well, just slow down and do the stop sign. What's wrong with you? and it was just funny. I recognized that in what he was saying. Maybe it was sarcastic. Maybe it was sass. Maybe it was just him going, well, if this is my life, then just kill me because I have nothing else.
God, that's
well,
fucked.
honestly, because this is after he's given up the fish. And then,
like I can't even have my fish. Kill me.
Fish and peace.
And he's surrounded by men. The bows are still on him. The look of him getting the ring is pretty bleak with where they are and everything that's going on. I think there's a grain of truth. You have to remember, there's two personalities to him. He's very bipolar. I think the Smeagol side is kind of like, just, I'm nothing, just kill me. The Gollum side, I think, is more conniving one that wants to live, wants the ring, lives for that. But I think this is Smeagol talking.
I think so too.
In this moment.
Interesting.
And I think this is what I love about literature is we're both right. Because everyone puts their own selves into what they're reading, and there's no direction. So we're all right. That's the best part. Yeah. It all fits the story. It all fits Gollum.
Well, it's funny because there's a line here that I wrote down specifically as a note that I thought was wonderful in regards to Gollum, which is a treachery to the treacherous creature.
Yeah.
And it's just a subtle reminder that you can do harm to those who harm. Gollum is a treacherous creature. Like in that moment, you're like, oh yeah, he kind of sucks. Even though I'm like currently feeling bad for him,
Yeah.
But he does suck.
Oh, he absolutely sucks. He sucks so much that I think Faramir deserves a little extra credit because remember, Gandalf said like basically the most miserable thing he ever did was have to get these stories out of Gollum. And Faramir is like with him and clocks him immediately.
Yeah.
He's taking in all this stuff and he's just like, okay, you gross little monster.
So what do you think Faramir thinks when Frodo's like, yes, I believe him that he will never speak of this place again? I don't believe him. If he was captured by Sauron's forces and tortured, he would speak of that place. I think Frodo knows that.
Well, it's interesting because in the writing, he actually responds, Faramir, with what he says. He says that there are locked doors and closed windows in your mind. He's talking to Gollum. And dark rooms behind them. But in this, I judge that you speak the truth. When Gollum says he'll never come and he'll never say anything about it. So in this moment, for some reason, Faramir is actually won over as well, besides Frodo. And I have to say, I also, too, was like, I don't really believe this either. And it's interesting because I feel like Faramir has been so on point with everything else that he's figured out about Gollum. It almost makes the reader want to trust him. I think the one personality is being truthful. But then there's the second personality that's always listening, that's always there, that comes out. It's Gollum.
Yes.
That pulls the puppet strings. I don't think Gollum is not going to talk. If he's under fire again, he is screaming out every single thing. He's giving them a map of how to get to this pool.
He's going to tell you how many teeth Faramir has.
Yeah, like he's going to say it all. But I think Smeagol is being genuine, and Faramir and Frodo are picking up on that. That's why he's such a great character. It's like, even when he's being truthful, he's not.
Right.
And he's such a liar. He's lying to himself. Like he believes it. you know?
Yeah. So, like, isn't Faramir kind of stuck with an impossible choice then? You have Gollum. You have this little creature that is absolutely untrustworthy, a treacherous little monster. But Frodo has said that Gollum had the ring he bore it at one point. Also, that's his guide. This is Frodo's guide.
And Frodo trusts him enough to lead him.
Right. So you're Faramir and you look at this and you are like, oh, the whole world hangs on this fucked up little thing and his trust in Gollum. The situation is absolutely is fucked. But if you're Faramir, what's the other option? Bring the ring to Gondor? Can't do that. So what do? You trust Frodo because there's literally no other choice.
Yeah.
He doesn't trust Gollum. He doesn't trust Smeagol.
Right.
He trusts Frodo.
It is an unbelievable situation.
I can't say I would have done the same. I'd have
Would
bundled
you?
everybody up and gone home.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
What would Faramir do?
If a person with a, nuclear bomb strapped raccoon came by and said, yeah, we're just going to go to the next town over, I'd have said, absolutely not.
Yeah.
We're going to stop this nonsense, whatever this is.
Do you know where the school is around here?
Right. Like,
nope. Absolutely not. Also, I had a question. What is Ithil mean the moon?
yes.
I
Ithil-
wrote that same thing down.
So the Tower of the Moon is what
Yes.
Minus Ithil
Minas
means,
Ithil.
We learned this in the fellowship.
right?
Well, like-
we learned this, but we heard
Yeah.
this before. When did we hear
didn't
this before?
Understand it then. That Ithil meant moon. Wait, no.
Why
Tower
were we
of the Moon.
talking about
We
Tower of the Moon?
do that.
Minas.
Ithil.
Yeah.
What I didn't understand right away was that Ithilien meant what? Land of the moon
Yes.
or something?
Moon
Yeah.
people.
Moon people. Yeah.
Mooners.
Moonanites.
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 Yeah.
He's a mooner.
No, but really though, so
Faramir's like,
so-
check out this
so
moon.
Minas means tower, and Ithil means moon. We went way back over all this. This goes all the way back to even before we learned about the Seeing Stones of Numenor. Even
We talked about the Tower of the Moon in season 1 for
Yeah.
some reason.
We did.
And I can't remember why.
because they talk about how Gondor is sort of organized,
Oh.
and you have
Really?
yeah.
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 Was it Boromir talking about it or something? Because we
Probably.
barely heard about Gondor in Fellowship. Because we weren't there. We never got
Maybe
there.
it was Gandalf?
It was definitely a history lesson because they were talking about how Minas Ithil became Minas Morgul, and it was about Sauron when he was in his necromancy phase, and he made it the Tower of Sorcery.
They talked about the two towers in Gondor. One was Minas Ithil that turned into Minas Morgul.
Mhm.
And then what was the other one in Gondor?
Minas Tirith.
Minas Tirith,
Tirith.
of course, yeah. So that was why my expectation was that those would be the two towers
Same.
that this book is referring to. And then
Which
it
is
wasn't.
why I went,
and I was like, what the fuck?
right.
So yeah, that was
It's
why it stuck in
cool.
my mind because I was like, oh yeah, two towers of Gondor, duh.
Well, it was nice and also confusing.
Mm.
It was confusing because I knew I had heard it before, but it was nice to be reminded of it. But it was nice to kind of hear some of like the history stuff again. You know, like the end of it sort of you get into talking about Minas Morgul, we talk about Cirith Ungol, the Seeing Stones of Numenor.
Yeah,
are
boy.
brought up. Like there's a lot that kind of goes on in the last like, I don't know, page and a half, 2 pages, whatever it is.
Yeah, there really is.
Where suddenly it's like they're sitting and they're talking and he goes, Faramir's like, all right, well, now that this is settled, let me tell you about all this shit.
He's like, let me tell you about how evil this place that you're proposing to go to is.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, fuck off.
I'm
We
still
gotta go.
going.
We gotta go there.
There's no other way. I have to go.
So it's like that. It reminds me of we just watched the movie the other night about what was it called? Something about hell and camp.
Oh, a hell of a summer.
Hell. We watched Hell of a Summer, which is like a little
fun.
summer camp
It was
murder
a great
movie.
summerween film. It's like summer camp.
Oh, I love that.
It's a little catchy,
Finn
but it's scary.
Wolfhard's
It's good.
directorial debut
No.
from Stranger Things.
He was
What?
incredible.
He wrote and directed it.
And
And he's like
acted in
21
it.
years old.
He's like
and it was,
years
and it
old.
was pretty good.
Cool.
We had a good time watching it.
We really
It's
enjoyed
not
it.
super heavy. It's kind of funny. You know, it's really good. The kid from White Lotus is in it. And there's this one guy in it who thinks he's cool. And every time something really important has to happen, he kind of chicken shits out.
That's awesome.
And like, there's this one scene where there's like a killer in like the gymnasium and he's outside the gymnasium and this girl, and he's like trying to protect her. And he's like, I have to go in there. I have to save the kid who's in there. And the girl's like, you can't. It's suicide. And he's like, ha, why would you say that to me? I just told you I'm going in. Now I don't want to go in there. Now I'm thinking it's suicide.
Yeah.
I was about to go save his life, and you just said that to me. And that's how I felt when I was reading this. He was saying these things, and I was just like, shut up. Shut up. We're going. That's the way we're going. Don't make it scarier, dude.
Yeah.
That's
We already
great
know it's
literature,
shitty.
though. It's
But-
universal.
But he should be scared because what we learn about Minas Morgul is wild.
Yeah,
Yeah, I have to ask, did you guys pick up on the backstory that got revealed to us?
I did. I think I did, unless I'm missing
What do
something.
you think it was?
They specifically mentioned the 9 coming out of Minas Morgul. I think it was after Sauron
Went into hiding.
went into hiding and then started to like regain power.
Mhm.
And so it said, what did I write down?
It's page 677.
I wrote backstory on the Ringwraiths. They took Minas Ithil.
Yeah.
Gondor has fought the 9 and lost.
Yeah.
So they were the
Yeah.
ones that took over Minas Ithil and pushed Gondor back over the river. Or the Gondorians, whatever.
Right.
This is the backstory I've been waiting for since
Aw.
the first time we were introduced to a black writer.
So was I right?
Yeah.
Yes.
It's fucking nuts.
Yeah, I just love it because you learn how they became like living ghosts and they were just like terrorizing the land and they were like under the thrall of Sauron this whole time and sort of just his minions. And before they were still these really powerful men of Gondor. And now they're these half like wraith, half, I don't know, creatures that are at his beck and call. And it's just so cool in one paragraph to learn like thousands of years of history of these creatures that we've been so curious about since day one in the first book of the whole series. And it's just such a great reveal. And I love how Tolkien never leaves us hanging. You know, you never know how long it's going to take to get your answer. But
Well, he
will
left
gi-
us hanging for 4 books, but
700 pages later.
Yes.
No, but it always does come up, and it's so worth the wait because this was such a great reveal in an unexpected way. I wasn't expecting Faramir to just drop the lore on the Ringwraiths.
are you sure that's how we find out?
9 lords there were, and after
9
their
lords.
return of their master, which they aided and prepared in secret, they grew strong again. Then the 9 riders issued forth from the gates of horror, which is such a badass place you lived.
Yeah, it is.
The gates of horror.
Well,
Yeah.
we previously knew that there were 9 rings given to the men.
Mm-hmm. And they were great
And I'm-
lords.
Yeah, we knew that they were lords.
I'm trying to remember if it was
We knew
made
that there was one of them that
explicit
wears
that
a
they
crown.
became the riders or not.
Yeah, the wraiths, 9 wraiths, 9 rings, 9 suborned souls of men, 9 Nazgul. It's all
Yeah.
coming together. It's all reinforcing.
And one Nazgul wears a crown.
right?
That's right.
The Witch King.
So Faramir brought up the seeing stones of Numenor. I'm assuming he's talking about the Palantír.
Yes.
2, I was not aware that was public knowledge that there was a bunch of seeing stones.
He's the son of the ruler of Gondor. So, like, he maybe knows some state secrets.
Wasn't it stated that there was one of them in one of the Minas's?
One of the towers?
All of them, actually.
Minus
There was,
Morgul.
there were
all the
Okay.
towers had one.
there were
That's what I
7.
thought.
It seemed like they all fell though, and
Yes.
like in the
Were taken by the
last
enemy.
stage, like went away or something, and that it was so like, holy shit, he has a seeing stone. We haven't seen these in 1,000 years.
Right.
Mhm.
So how would Faramir know about it?
Because it came from Numenor, and his people. We kind of talked about the differences of the men of Gondor. Obviously, Aragorn's the pure line of Numenorians, but there was still some kind of mixed in with who the stewards are.
Mm.
They're not the same, but they're similar. They would know the lore of the men they're taking care of their kingdom.
Did anybody else get a little confused when they read through the whole paragraph where Faramir says, I will declare my doom? He passes down a judgment or a sentence. And then he says, this doom shall stand for a year and a day. And I was super confused because this is not a context I have ever heard that word used in before.
It was a reverse doom,
Kind
the way
of.
I picked it up.
He said,
He
this is-
basically said,
It's a whole mood.
I am going to kill you or have you killed
Yeah.
in
But
a
he
year
said-
and 1 day.
He said, I will declare
finish up your
my
business.
doom.
Right.
Which in my context, I would think if I'm going to declare my doom, I mean, this is how I die. And then he
I
goes and
remember.
says, this is how you're going to die.
Well, this is, can I jump in and tell me if I'm correct here? I'm going to take
Sure.
a swing.
Go for it.
So I think this has to do with the last chapter, which is where Faramir says, I will be killed for letting you go, or if I don't bring you in,
Ding, ding, ding.
I will be killed
Orc.
by my father's men.
Denethor.
I have no other choice but to bring you to Minas Tirith,
Interesting.
or they will kill me.
So then the use of this word is like a double.
So he's like, I will announce my own death.
Meaning.
I'm not going to bring you in,
Yeah.
and I am going to suffer the consequences. But I believe in what you're saying. Am I right?
You are correct.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fascinating. Because I did look it up and it was like, yeah, doom can mean like judgment or sentence.
Mhm.
So I was just assuming he was like, okay, this is your sentence. You have 1 year to do this thing. But now we have a double meaning and that's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Wait, Tolkien's doing wordplay?
A fucking linguist?
Faramir basically said, I'm going to get in trouble for this,
Yeah.
Yeah.
but go ahead.
Mm-hmm. Well, because again, Faramir is in an impossible situation, and all he can do is trust Frodo.
Absolutely.
Oh, that's wild. That totally changes the meaning of that whole sentence.
Yep.
I will declare my doom.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully it makes more sense now.
Now
And
that
if
we've
it doesn't, wait for the episode to come out and
declared
rewatch
some major
that.
spoilers.
Then re-listen to this part and it'll make more sense then.
Cool.
I feel like I'm kind of talked out about this chapter. We talked about Gollum. We talked about fish. We talked about the Forbidden Pools. We talked about Faramir. We even talked about Sam. And we even mentioned Anborn. At this time, though, I'm ready to talk about the fucking treat because I'm so sick of talking about this fish.
I have some bad news for you, Chris.
Why is that?
How much do you like salmon?
Fuck.
I gotta be honest, I love salmon. I'm just
That's
tired of talking about
really
fish.
good news. Because for this week's food for thought, we are channeling our inner Gollum and we're eating some goddamn fish.
I love it.
Yes.
Yes.
All right. So this week we have some sweet
Sweet chili.
Sweet and spicy.
Sweet berry wine.
sweet chili Thai sauce.
Sweet chili Thai.
Oh, right. This week we have some sweet chili Thai salmon.
Ooh.
This is the easiest salmon to make in the world. You just buy a bottle of sweet chili Thai sauce, put it on, and bake it for 15 minutes.
You purchase a Thai, they make it.
That is incorrect. No, that is not what I said.
Well, I'm ready to dig in, so I'm gonna get
Good.
started.
All right, let's see.
Dude, she just fucking grabs it.
RJ's like, I'm hungry.
I am.
You can't present salmon to her.
I love fish. Yeah. I'm like, I guess I am Smeagol. I love
There
fish.
you go. Hey, I do too. We have this at least once a week. It's one of our favorite meals.
Yeah. It's
It's
just
so easy.
baked salmon and veggies. What we're looking at for our audio only audience is really just a slab of fish that's slathered in a spicy chili sauce. It's really nice. It's just a little plate. I love it.
Is this a bottled chili sauce or
Sure
did you
is.
make this?
No, I did not make it.
This dinner costs $6 and takes 10 minutes.
It's amazing.
This is really good.
Thanks. Thanks.
Did you grow this
Mom.
salmon yourself?
You sure did. It's in my garden right now.
Yep.
Does it have skin on it?
It should.
It does.
That's the best part.
The
What?
skin is not on the bottom anymore.
What
The
is-
scales are not on the
I'm
bottom.
sorry. Patrick, do you not? Oh, wait. You don't like salmon. That's right. Never mind.
Mm,
You don't like salmon.
not.
The skin is the best part of salmon.
I'm sorry. What? Generally, the inside of the animal is the best part.
It has all the nutrients.
Well, hold on. Then should I just eat all the skin off of my fried chicken?
Always.
I mean,
You don't eat. What are you eating when you eat the fried chicken? Do you peel the fried skin off?
Because it's not healthy for you.
So who?
Oh. I guess I'm just wrong.
So what? Weight Watchers in 1999?
Oh my God.
All right, here goes some fish.
This is so yummy. So actually, we've been having a lot of salmon lately. Not just because RJ loves salmon, and also I love salmon, but because fish is really good, and our house is having it for a very specific reason lately.
oh yeah?
Yeah.
Like what?
Flint.
Yeah, we have a very special announcement. Chris and I are actually having a baby.
Absolutely, we're having a little hobbit ourselves.
And don't worry, I have not been drinking since the tree beard episode. That is when we found out.
I've been making very special non-alcoholic drinks for RJ
Yes.
ever since then.
there have been some great mocktails or just heavy cream. Because I've been craving dairy. No, I've been craving dairy. I loved it. I like when you watch the episode, I really drink it down. Yeah, it's been really fun, really great. Excited to share this news with all of you as well.
Yeah, it's so exciting. We are now almost done season 2 at this point. You may have noticed that we got a little baby bump coming on one of our co-hosts. She's got a little. Also, RJ. Not just me. But yeah, it's been a wild ride. And it's also been really funny because the last, I don't know how many episodes it's been.
A lot.
Since chapter 3 of book 3.
The last 3 months of episodes basically has just been us 3 very drunk by the end. And you completely stone sober, trying not to look sober.
Yeah.
And it's been fun.
Yeah. I mean, I'm actually still having a great time. You guys are crazy.
Yeah, we are crazy.
We're a bunch of idiots.
We felt that it was time to announce because honestly, what's the point of hiding it? I don't want you to,
Right.
every
There's no
episode.
reason to hide it.
Every
Yeah.
episode, you're like, someone's going to think I'm getting fat and this and that. And
Well, it has been interesting to watch myself like slowly become more pregnant.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is wild. Most women don't get to video themselves week to
Most
week.
people aren't announcing to a public, video podcast
Yeah.
every week the progression of their pregnancy. And the baby's coming this fall, which will be super fun.
Congratulations, guys.
Thank you so
Love
much,
you.
guys. We are so excited. We love you guys too. And we're really excited to have a new fool in the family.
Yeah,
That's right.
Yeah.
We are going to convince you to name it something insane.
I already have the middle name reserved for Son of Drogo.
Oh, yes.
It's one word.
Son of Drogo.
Perfect. I love it.
Son of Drogo.
First name Khaleesi.
Yeah.
Oh my God, Khaleesi.
So anyway, that's the news. We love you all. Thank you so much for listening to another amazing episode of Full Overtook. We hope that you enjoyed yourself. Make sure you like and subscribe and follow our show. I'm not sure if you're listening to this or watching us, but if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, I hope you know that we have a fully produced video podcast. You can find us on YouTube. If you are watching us on YouTube, go ahead and follow us on the podcast audio platforms. It really helps us. Anything you guys can do to help us, we are appreciative of. We really do care very much about this. We put a lot of time into this. I thank everybody for putting so much time in, coming up with notes, thinking about what we're going to talk about, coming up with delicious treats to go over. Anyway, that's a wrap on chapter 6 of The Two Towers, The Forbidden Pool. I feel like I just went for a forbidden dip in that pool.
Oh.
And I'm excited to see what happens next. We are moving on and moving forward. So what's next in chapter 7?
Chapter 7 is Journey to the Crossroads.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
Are you kidding me?
I'm excited.
Another journey?
Yet again.
They're going back to Bree.
I thought he was
No,
going to say a
no.
journey in the light.
A journey in the dark.
Journey to the crossroads.
What if it was a journey through the pool? No, just kidding.
in the dark.
A fart in the
A
dark.
journey to the a journey to the dirt.
One
A
fish,
journey.
2 fish.
What's a journey?
You don't want to know.
Anyway, stay tuned next week for chapter 7 of The Two Towers, Journey to the Crossroads. I'm Christopher.
I'm Laura.
I'm Robbie Jean. Pat.
And we are Full of a Took. We love you. Good night.